details. These changes are taking place much more quickly than we can explain with our current quasar theory. It will take
Oh,
some work
hi.
to understand what can disrupt a galaxy's accretion structure.
You've caught me watching the latest video from See That Pattern, the channel that has a host most closely resembling Walter White, aka Heisenberg, than any other YouTube channel. Gareth, seriously, consider dressing up as Heisenberg for Halloween this year. Good stuff. Which is all a reminder that it's time for the Censored versus Sinkhole video. Let's talk about the mission. The smAsho mission is to assist, study, and report on the ongoing formation of a unified theory of physics, something I've been concerned with since the early 90s, to raise the awareness of the general public of the relationship between space weather and Earth effects, to connect and consult with media organizations to multiply our reach. Hence, please share our videos on your social media, to demonstrate cutting-edge proof-of-concept solutions to problems, such as growing indoor tomatoes. You ought to see our this year's crop. It's going to be nice. To publish scientific papers in a multidisciplinary manner, including but not limited to sciences such as spectroscopy, chemistry, astrophysics, etc. Also to assist mankind with the study of predictive phenomenon, to do things like optimize value and reduce risk, especially during Disaster Preparedness Month. Reduce liability, save lives and resources, no matter what the adversity is. And lastly, to not be ossified in our beliefs, and to treat those who are with love, respect, and inclusion to the scientific discussion. As it's getting serious out here, folks. It's getting serious. And censorship is getting serious too, which is why we rail against it pretty much every day. Google, stop censoring us. We used to complain about the government trying to censor us. But now, why worry about that when big tech will do it for free? It's totally free, folks. These apps, they're free. The junkware, it's free. The spyware, it's free. It's really raising your productivity a lot, isn't it? Let's talk about an article sent by a viewer. Thank you, viewer, for emailing this article. I don't know if you want to be named, but please leave a comment if you're the one who left the article. Climate change guru sentenced to 32 months. Whoops. Let's see what your taxpayer dollars have been doing. John C. Beale's crimes were inexplicable and unbelievably egregious. Egregious, not agrarian. That's what a farming community would be. Said Judge Ellen Huvel. In imposing the sentence in a Washington, D.C. federal court, Beale has also agreed to pay $1.3 million in restitution. Isn't that nice? Isn't it a shame it's not going to the taxpayers? It's just more government. Now, he was paid on taxpayer dollars in the first place. So anyway, he pled guilty to bilking the government out of nearly $1 million in salary and other benefits over a decade. And if you think that he's a climate denier working for the Trump administration, think again. Links to the article below the video. Were you aware that a common nutrient called choline may help prevent Alzheimer's disease? Yeah. Links to this article also below the video. Let's talk about sources of choline. Number 1, which appears as number 4 on the list, eggs. Yeah, eggs, which have 53% of your daily value at only 100 milligrams. Let's go to the top of the list. Lean chicken breast, with 21% of your daily value. Fish, 20% of your daily value, such as salmon. Did I say daily Valium? Don't take your daily Valium, folks. Be anxious and nervous and a neurotic mess. Just kidding, just kidding. Lean pork chops, beef, shrimp. Are you noticing a pattern here? Also, navy beans have a bit of choline. So if you're on the vegan tip, get your choline. but not via low-fat milk. But you could use broccoli, or perhaps green peas. Anyway, get your choline. Help your brain to work the way it's supposed to. Here's a ridiculous article on the same website, SciTech Daily, and we've linked to this also below the video. Experts say that they haven't listened to what the FDA has been saying for the past 15 years about salt shakers needing a tobacco-style health warning. Now, apparently some kind of hypertension association thinks that some further regulation of salt should happen. I guess they didn't read the memo about how salt's good for you and not bad for you. Yes, it will cause more water to get into your bloodstream, folks. It will raise your blood pressure, but it will not create some sort of a medical condition that'll raise your blood pressure. Things more likely to cause that in a cyclist like me are lack of potassium. So don't go on a zero salt diet, folks. And keep in mind, I'm not a doctor, and that's not official medical advice. So don't sue me if you start pounding salt and have a stroke as a result. It will raise your blood pressure, just not like an illness. Does that make sense? And by the way, not having enough salt kills you outright. And maybe the warning sticker that they're looking for will say, warning, not eating salt will kill you. Of course, there are other electrolytes. We're not going to get into it. Again, links to this article below the video. Again, let's talk about See the Pattern, one of my new favorite channels on YouTube, hosted by this gentleman, Gareth. And we were on an electric view conversation with him talking about the sapphire transmutation of elements. Anyway, let's take a clip from this latest video here that I was observing. Take it away, Gareth.
And cause these changes in such a short order. The forces at play must be very extreme and very dramatic.
And what does he mean by very extreme and very dramatic? He means not gravitational in nature. Oh, yeah.
So am I personally surprised by these findings? No. If we follow Lerner's plasmode model, then...
Gareth, if you make these animations yourself, please let me know, as I've got some interesting animations that I'd like you to make, so we can do a presentation on it. So leave a comment, and we'll have a convo on Skype soon. It's great stuff. Great stuff. In this latest video, by the way, it's called 6 Galaxies Spontaneously Transformed into Quasars. First proof of Lerner's plasmoid model. First proof of Lerner's plasmoid model. And indeed, these videos are not edited. Have you liked and subscribed to our channel on YouTube yet? It's the main content host. Although we are also on BitChute, although the videos will come out a little bit later. They're very unlikely to be censored, shadow banned, etc. And thanks, Smash team, for tuning in. Hope you're having a lovely Saturday. And stay tuned, as there are bonus features, as usual. And we are in a geomagnetic storm condition. We've got a very diffuse but very high-speed solar wind clocking in at 630 kilometers per second. But it is very diffuse, at a density of only 1.13 protons per cubic centimeter. There are some power grid fluctuations going on here. And this is the geoelectric field 1-minute update. And you can see those are generally emanating out of the north there, places like northern Montana, North Dakota, Minnesota, as you would expect. As the higher in latitude you get, the more current flowing through the atmosphere you get, hence the more induction in power systems. Let that play through one more, and then we'll move on to even more stuff. Let's talk about a quote from Gwyneth. We've got links to this article. It's got 45 Gwyneth quotes. Gwyneth Paltrow we're talking about, otherwise known as Pepper Pot, who's got a fascinating company called Goop, which is going to sell you some interesting products if you're willing to buy them. Anyway, here's a quote from Gwyneth. There's a portion of the movie where something bad happens to me and I lose my clothes along the way. So essentially I'm wearing a bra and trousers. There are certain requirements, but luckily I have a good base because I work out often. More wisdom from the star of The Iron Man movies starring as Pepper Pot. How could you argue with her health advice? Health and beauty products. I don't know if it's goop.com. Please leave a comment if you know the URL. Are you prepped? Are you a bike racer? Are you a bike rider? Are you out riding the bike while we make this video? Something we'll be doing right after we make this video. And then watch the premiere. Check out theveloshop.net if you are in the market for one of these type of things, as they are sweet. And we'll be out on the TT rig pretty soon with a full disc wheel. Thanks again, viewers. Thanks, patrons, especially, for being associate producers of the show. If you want to see what we're doing behind the scenes and before everybody else, become our next patron. And here's the final bonus feature. Looking at the sun in 335 angstroms. Looking at this rising active region over here. And it looks like there's some more activity rising there on the east, folks. We are out. Enjoy your Saturday. Enjoy your weekend. Thanks for tuning in. And remember, when you're understanding the distinction between your you-know-what and a hole in the ground, don't drink. And if you drink, don't drive. Seriously, don't drive, regardless.